good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the tube. Hope you're all today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello everybody, welcome to the start of another new week and the start of this video. Hello. Yes, well kind of. I'm a bit lost from the intro jam, so bear with me while I try and explain what's going on today. Because I'm not here, basically. Okay, so today's video, everybody, we're going to see what the difference is between a Marshall valve state and a Marshall MG. I've had a few people say, you know, can you do a comparison video between the two? So today we will do that. Because some people have said, oh, do you like, you know, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the valve state or the MG? Now you've got both. My loyalty still lies solely within the Marshall MG100. It's still one of my all-time favourite amps, along with Mr. CL120 and Boss Katana down there. But the valve state is gorgeous. Especially this one. This one, you could say this isn't a 100% fair test, because they're both different wattages. Because the MG here is a 100 watt, and the VS is a 65. But they are both running through the same speaker cab, through the same speakers. There's going to be no pedals used, as usual in comparison vids. I don't want anything to kind of clutter the main kind of like sounds of the amps. So what I'm going to do is basically like a clean, an overdrive, and a full out distortion tone on each. So you'll hear a clean on the MG, clean on the VS, clean OD1 on the MG, an overdrive sound on the valve state, and then a full out gain sound on the MG and a full out gain sound on the VS. And as per usual, people of the tube, when you've heard the comparisons, I would love to know which one you preferred and why. I really love reading your comments on these kind of videos. These are comparison videos are some of my favourite videos for reading the comments, because I like to hear people's opinions. Like it's incredible how many people will like say, oh, that amp sounded really dark and that one sounded really bright, and then the next person to come on will say, well the other way around. So the dark amp was the bright amp, and so on and so forth. It's fascinating. I absolutely adore listening to, like, you know, people's opinions, because it just reinforces that thing of how subjective sound is, and what one person will like, you know, another one won't for a certain reason, and so on and so forth. And it just kind of like cements in my brain more and more so that you should always go with what you feel, not what you've been told, what you feel. So for instance today, if you were thinking of getting like a Marshall MG, but you prefer the sound of a valve state, you know, you feel the valve state more than an MG, but you're thinking of maybe getting an MG, you know, you ought to be going for the valve state. If you feel that sound more, that's what you ought to be going for. And then vice versa as well. If you're thinking of going for a valve state and, you know, you hear the MG and you like the MG more, you know, go for the MG. So yeah, it's solely based on what you feel, not what you've been told, not really kind of, you know, that kind of like, you know, well, you need this, this, and this, and this. You know, no, it's none of that kind of thing. You know, you want to be going solely on what you feel. And does it make the sound that makes you happy? You know what I mean? Because both these amps sound absolutely glorious. You know, they really do. But a gun put to my head, I would still pick the MG. I'm a very loyal MG fan. I adore these amps. They are my favourite, one of my favourite amps of all time. I can't say my most favourite, because I have three most favourite amps of all time, which are, like I say, the CL120, the MG, and the Boss Katana. But the MG was the amp that came along first, that gave me that gave me the sound I wanted. You know, the sound I always heard in my head as soon as I got my MG, which is my first ever MG, which is sat through there at this point in time. That was the sound I wanted, and I haven't strayed from that since. Ever since I got that first MG in 2004. My tonal hunt has just stopped, because it gave me it. And that amp through there, the Fish, the MG Fish that you know, if you've seen the video, that's the amp that I base all other amps on. You know what I mean? That is the amp that, you know, I base all my other amps on. If they don't do what that amp does, I'm not particularly interested. It's a weird thing, but it's kind of like my number one amp of all time, that MG through there, the Fish. And like I say, all my other amps are solely based on the sound of that amplifier. That is my number one. So yeah, today everybody, VS versus MG, or MG versus VS, I don't know. It's going to be quite, well, it's not really versus either, it's just a comparison between the two. I don't really like the idea of versing things, you know what I mean? And it's not a fight, you know what I mean? They're both awesome amplifiers, they both sound great, and they both do different things. So, like I say, people of the tube, let me know in the comment section below after you've heard the sound examples, of which there will be 6, which one you preferred and why. I'm going to be using my Oswald John Mark III, sorry, today. And again, say no pedals, straight into the amp. Nothing in the way of just the guitar and the amp's tone itself. So, without further ado, let's get on. So, MG first clean, VS clean, MG OD1, VS overdrive, MG full out, VS full out. And then we'll come back at the end and I'll give you my little final thoughts, and that'll be the end of this video, and then I'll see you again on Wednesday. So anyway, we'll get to that when we need to get to that. But anyway, and if I remember, I will try and write the settings down. If I forget, because I'm not very clever, they won't be in the description box. But if they are, they are. But I don't know. I'll hopefully remember. We'll see. We'll see. I know the settings I'm going to use on the MG. I just don't know the settings I'm going to use on the VS because I haven't played for it as much as the MG. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's play some noise. Okie dokie. There we go. There you go. There's the 6 sound examples. Like I say, clean, an overdrive, and a flat kind of like gain sound. I do have to say, I do still prefer the MG. I find it a little bit of a darker sound, and I like that. I like the darker sounds, and I do the brighter sounds. But I can't help but feel that running these two together in stereo would create such a gain sound worthy of the gods. You know what I mean? Like it'd be monstrous, because I do feel the VS has a bit more of like a high end kind of thing to it, whereas the MG is a bit more like a low endy kind of like a low mid kind of bass end, whereas the valve state seems to have like that kind of not high mids but kind of mid mids, if you know what I mean, and then kind of like the high end on top of that as well. So like you kind of like cover full range, so to say, really, with both of these. I can't help but feel that'd be amazing. Sadly, I don't have my cab, my JSM 900 cab here at this point in time, where I can run these in stereo. Otherwise, we'd be doing that in this video, but that'll have to be another video now, sadly. But yeah, I reckon OD2 on this and full out gain on the valve state, like, would just be like, it'd be like rock heaven tone. You know what I mean? A massive, big, kind of tone. Be amazing. Anyway, people of the tube, let me know which one you preferred and why. What was it about the VS or the MG that you liked the most? You know, and what was it about the amp you didn't like the most? You know, what was it about the MG you didn't like, or what was it about the VS you didn't like? You know, what was it about the MG you liked, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm still very, very sold on the MG. There's just like this fat darkness, if you will, that the MG has. That kind of like, my ear is. Again, I suppose I'm quite biased, but again, well, I'm asking your opinions, people of the truth. But my ear has come accustomed to the sound of these amplifiers. You know what I mean? So I do find the VS to be a bit brighter, like a bit more kind of like not cleaner, but like it's just got this kind of like higher frequency range where it kind of like it lives, where the MG doesn't, if you know what I mean. That's why I'm thinking running them together in stereo would be like a heaven. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. We will find out in another video. When I get my 900 back, we will find out. But yeah, people of the tube, let me know which one you preferred, because I am very curious for your opinion on this. What did you hear? Because like I said, I've always thought the valve state was brighter to the MG, and in all fairness, that was one of the things that attracted me to buying the valve state. Was the fact it sounded different to my MGs, and it also sounds different to the orange, which I think is even darker than the MG. I think the CR120 is a darker, warmer sound than the MG. Come to think of it now, what would it sound like if the orange was taking the low end, the MG took the mids, and the VS took the high? If you ran 3 amps together, if those 3 amps together, like the CR120, the MG, and the VS together, what sound would that give you? I'm going to have to try these things, aren't I? I'm going to have to try these on camera as well. That might have to happen as well. I might just do a video one day where we just run loads of amps in stereo, like stereo time, and just have a giggle and see what, you know, see what works and what doesn't. You know, even down to running like, say, like this CR120 with the PV Rage, you know, mic together or something like that, and you know, just see what happens. I might just have a bit of a geek out session one day, people of the tube, with that kind of thing. What do you say? But yes, anyway, back to this video at this point in time, because that is in the future. It'll be called stereo time, definitely. Well, multiple stereo, actually. We're going to run 3 amps at the same time. And I think what I'd use there, I'd use room mics. I wouldn't use close mic. I think I'd want to hear the room sound. And just turn it up a bit loud. Wait till the neighbours are around. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yes, people of the tube, let me know which one you preferred and why. Was it the MG or was it the VS, and why? What was it about each other? Personally, like I said, I'm still an MG fan, but I love both. I feel that like the valve state is like that, especially where it is now on the overdrive channel with the gain maxed out, is like a gorgeous kind of like rhythm guitar kind of sound. You know, it's got a real cutting rhythm guitar tone. And it's got a great lead tone as well. It's just a great amp. So's that. So's all these. Anyway. But yeah, I do think I like the idea of like when I get around to recording some more stuff, it'd be nice to double track with the MG or the CR120 and the VS, kind of like adding some kind of like sparkle, so to say, because I do feel it's a bit of a brighter sounding amplifier than the other two. The MG and CR, but and even the Katana to an extent, actually, I'd say it's kind of the brightest amp I own, actually, to be honest with you. But anyway. Waffling, everybody, waffling. It's not Wednesday, I can't tangent. Or can I? Anyway, yes, so, people of Tube, let me know which one you preferred and why. And, yes, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I do have to quickly say something really quick, and this is regarding t-shirts. I will be changing t-shirt supplier soon, as the supplier I was using is a nightmare. So, and they also upped their prices, which wasn't good. They upped their prices the day before I had to order t-shirts, so that's not very good. So at this point in time, I'm not taking orders for t-shirts, but fingers crossed soon it'll be back up and running, and we can get off the ground again with t-shirt delivery. People who have ordered t-shirts by now, who have heard back from me, you will be receiving yours very, very soon. I have just received a new shipment yesterday. 2 days ago, sorry, on. Where are we? Yes, Saturday, of new t-shirts to send out to the people who ordered them, so they'll be on the way to you soon. The supplier I was ordering from is a nightmare because I have 6 people who ordered extra large t-shirts, and the supplier doesn't seem to stock extra large. So, I've contacted them and I'm waiting to hear back, but I will get your t-shirts out, people who have ordered those t-shirts, as soon as I possibly can. I promise you will not, go without. And if I can't get them, I will just refund you. I promise. So, yes, so that's the deal with t-shirts. So at this point in time, I'm not taking orders, but I will, once another thing has been set up, which will be a lot easier for you and for me, and less, headachy than it was with this other supplier I was using. Not going to name names. Yeah, things should run a bit smoother than that. So, sadly, I will have to be upping the price of t-shirts just because the prices have gone up. I'm going to have to up my prices, which is something I didn't want to do, but I have to do, sadly. So, but like I said, I will keep you updated on that as it kind of like, as it keeps going on. So, yes. So bear with me, people of the Tube, on t-shirts. But like I say, I do have another shipment I need to get packed up and sent off this week to people who have ordered them. But like I say, the extra large t-shirts, I'm having a difficulty with my previous supplier getting hold of them. But I will, I promise. And if I can't, like I say, I'll just refund you. And then, like, once my other t-shirt thing's up and coming, I'll forward you in that direction for good gravy and good morning, afternoon t-shirts. And we're also working on some other designs as well. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to get that in as well. Not overly happy with the supplier he's using at all. They've been a bit of a mess about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's been a lot more hard work and a lot more stressful than it should have been. So I'm not overly impressed with them at all. I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to do that kind of thing. But yeah, it was hard work. It's been really hard work. But so yeah. Anyway, so when the new thing's set up for that, though, I'll do a video update on it, and I'll tell you where to go, where you can buy t-shirts and other stuff. I also want to work on some other things, like maybe plectrums and stuff like that. Excuse me. But we'll see. That's future stuff at this point in time. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. Like I say, let me know which amp you preferred and why. And yeah, I will see you again on Wednesday for a Q&A. And yeah, have a great morning, afternoon, and good evening. Goodbye now. A is like the most. Okay, just another question while we're here, people of YouTube, before we do finish this video. The ultimate rock chord. What is it? Is it E? E minor? Or is it A? Ultimate rock chord. Let me know. Which one do you think? Because the E kind of gives you the ability to kind of Pete Townsend. But the A is almost like a... You know what I mean? So, which one? Which is the ultimate rock chord? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you again. Goodbye now. It's definitely not G. Okay, moving along.